Like, you are a villain. You are a bad person. Leave me the fuck alone.
Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and I'm back at you with another video, and today I'm going to cover Victoria from Fat Feminist. I've covered Victoria before, but recently she just went on a tirade against anti-fat activists like myself. And so I decided that I would cover exactly what she talked about, because she called us villains.
Not bad side.
She actually says that we think we're the good guys, but we're actually the villains in the story, which makes her the good guys? I don't think so. But before we get into that, if you could do me a huge favor, please check and see if you're subscribed to my channel, and if you're not, hit that button for me. Help me get to 10,000 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think about this video. Alright, let's get right into it.
The most annoying group of people to deal with as a fat person on the internet is not like the dude bros making fun of me and calling me fat in my comments. It's not ED Twitter taking my videos and making me fat spell, making fun of my body and everything about so that they can starve themselves to not look like. No, it's neither of those. The group that is most annoying and irritating is the morally superior anti-fat activists that take fat people's content from TikTok, cut it up, upload it to TikTok, making money off of our face, our content, our movement.
You call what you do a movement because there's not a whole lot of movement going on within your community. So I don't think movement is the word that you should be using here. Yes, we do take content. Yes, we do react to content because it is the most absurd, nonsensical content on the internet today. All of you people getting on camera and talking about how awesome it is to be fat, that you don't need to lose weight, making your own pseudoscience claims which go against the vast majority of medical experts and scientists and doctors out there which talk about the dangers of obesity, and get a bunch of fat people together to pat each other on the back for being fat. And then when one of you dies due to your obesity, you either get on camera and deny that it was obesity that caused it, then you completely ignore them and forget that they even existed, because it doesn't go with the flow of your nonsense content. So as long as you guys are making this content that's hurting people, that's leading them to ruin, that's destroying their lives, and trying to make it more comfortable to be fat, yes, we will absolutely keep doing whatever it takes to take your content and to talk about the issues, because people need to know that you're wrong, and if that makes me morally superior, then so be it. Because I would say that me trying to save people's lives, trying to keep them from being obese, and you trying to keep people obese with your nonsense content makes me morally superior and right on this issue, and you dead wrong.
Because either they were fat and hate themselves, are currently fat and hate themselves, or just hate fat people in general.
Yeah, I absolutely hated being fat. I don't know any person, including you, even though you lie about it and say you're comfortable and fine and you're happy being fat, we know deep down inside you're not happy. Because if you were happy, you wouldn't need this movement to get behind you and to pat each other on the back and congratulate each other for every pound that you gain. You wouldn't need this whole community. You do it because you need support, because you are miserable, because you know being fat makes you uncomfortable. You know it makes life difficult. So yeah, absolutely. Being fat is miserable. Being fat does not make you happy. Being fat makes you unhealthy. Being fat leads to a shorter and shorter lifespan. And being fat will absolutely kill you.
I have had so many of my videos taken and put on the internet to be made fun of by a group of people that I don't know, that doesn't follow me. And every single one takes my arguments in the worst light possible.
In the worst light possible, how can we take anything that you've said in any other way except literally?
My usual response to a comment like this would just be, so what? So what if someone's fat and chooses to be fat? What if they have that option and they chose to be fat? Why does that bother you? But this time I'm just gonna say it. No, that's not true. Do you think that if it was a choice to be fat and to experience the hatred and vitriol that y'all have for fat people, do you think anyone would go through that?
Nobody has the choice. Nobody has the choice. They're fat because they just have no choice but to be fat. They were born that way, they exist that way, they live that way, and all these people who are talking about how bad fat is, well, it's because they hate themselves or they hate fat people, and that's the only way that it is. In reality, that's just bullcrap. That's just bullcrap. because I said the same nonsense excuses to myself for over 20 years, and I kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter until the day that I realized that I was doing it to myself, that I had a mental issue, that I had an addiction to food, and that I could change that. That's why I decided to get involved in a weight loss program, to see a doctor, to see a therapist, to see a counselor, to see a dietitian, to learn how to eat the right way, to learn how to think better, to make better decisions for what I'm eating, to take some accountability for what I'm eating, realizing that the problem was me all along, that I had an addiction to food, looking back on my life and seeing the times when I did overeat because I needed that extra pick-me-up. You don't get fat just because. You don't get fat just because. You get fat because you overeat. You take in more calories than you burn. And I was able to lose over 200 pounds. And I know when I'm struggling with it a little bit. I know when my weight is not going as far as I want it to because I'm struggling. I'm eating things I shouldn't be eating. I'm cheating on my diet or whatever. Like, it's a battle. I understand it's a battle. But the difference between you and me is that I understand how dangerous it is to be overweight. And when I actually took accountability for myself and realized what I was doing to myself and I was tired of the consequences, I decided to make a change. And I went from almost 700 pounds to now I'm in my mid 400s. Like, I made the right decision and I am trying and working so hard to fix the issue. So what you're saying is if I didn't have a choice, that me losing the 200 plus pounds that I lost was beyond my ability? So if being fat is really something I have no choice in, how was I able to lose weight? How was so many other people out there who are overweight and was able to overcome it and lose the weight and keep the weight off? And I know it's not always easy. I know a lot of people do gain the weight back, but you guys really over-exaggerate when it comes to that. And you make it sound like nobody keeps their weight off. They all gain it back. And that's not true. A lot of people do manage to keep it off. But it is a battle because it's a mental issue. It's an addiction, and fighting addiction is hard no matter what addiction that you have. So yeah, you are speaking a lot of nonsense. You are putting out there that people have no choice but to be fat. So you should just give up. You shouldn't try anymore. You should just be at peace with being fat. And what that's going to do is that's going to lead to more misery because you do have a choice. You can lose the weight if you really wanted to. But that's why you joined the Fat Activist community, right? Because you don't want to try anymore. You've given up trying. You don't want to give up your addiction. You just want everybody to accept you. You want society to change for you. You want everybody to kiss your butt and act like you're just some fat queen. When the reality is that you do have a choice to change it. You can change it. You can make better decisions. You can eat better. You can get a little exercise in, and you will lose the weight, just like I did and just like everybody else who's lost any bit of weight can do. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a battle. Maybe you should get some therapy about it. Maybe you should see a dietitian. Maybe you should stick with it. And then you'll start to see that it is possible to lose weight. As long as you want to keep talking about how people don't have a choice to just give up on being fat, that the only reason why we say this stuff is because we hate fat people, then I'm going to keep countering your nonsense with making these videos.
And makes me seem like I'm crazy, like I don't know what I'm talking about, like, I'm making everything up.
Well, as I just pointed to, yeah, you are making everything up because everything that I've heard you say is a lie or it's untrue. Either you're ignorant about it, or you're basing it off of your own experiences, failing to handle your own addiction, or you just don't want people to lose weight. Why do I see so many fat activists who get angry when somebody wants to lose weight? You even mentioned it, people who lost weight and hate fat people. Okay, well, if people are able to lose weight, and you admit people are losing weight, but still hate fat people because that's why they lost weight, is because, not because they want to better their life and improve their health, but because they hate fat people, which is your nonsense rhetoric. You just proved that everything you're talking about when it comes to the fat activist realm is complete nonsense.
And then search through your videos and try and point out inaccuracies to look for some kind of proof that fat people are all lying about being happy about themselves.
I think it takes a fat person to understand a fat person. Watch any episode of My 600-Pound Life. There's not a single person in that show who is happy about being fat. Not one. Now, you're still young. Maybe obesity hasn't hit you as much as it has hit me. because I spent a lot of years deluding myself, pretending like I was happy. But I was only happy because I was getting my fix. Look at how much content that you're posting. It's so difficult to live as a fat person in this world, and you can't get clothing that looks good and fits you right, and you just struggle with every single aspect of your life. And the bigger you get, the worse it's gonna get. The harder it's gonna be to find clothes. Soon you're not even gonna be able to wipe yourself. You're not even gonna be able to stand up in the shower any longer. Soon you're not even gonna be able to get up out of bed. It is miserable being fat. And I'm tired of all of you fat activists acting like it's not miserable, because it absolutely is. Again, you wouldn't need this phony fat activist movement to stand behind you if you're happy being fat. You would just exist in a fat world. You wouldn't need to talk about fat liberation. But what are you trying to free yourself from, huh? The consequences of your obesity? Maybe that sounds like you're not happy being fat. But instead of changing it, you're going to say, wow, I don't have a choice to being fat. I've tried so many different diets and I failed. Oh, wow, there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm just going to try to be happy. And I'm just going to live my life as a fat person and try to find peace in it. When you absolutely can lose weight. The only thing stopping you is yourself. The only thing stopping you is your addiction to food. The only thing stopping you is the fact that it hasn't hit you as hard yet. But wait, you're going to get older and it's going to hit you and you're not going to like it. And then you're going to have that rock bottom moment. Maybe it's a heart attack. Maybe it's a stroke. Maybe it's something really bad. Maybe you can't even get up out of bed and your knees are killing you and your back's killing you. Whatever it is, you're going to have that moment and you're going to repent. And you're going to say, I was wrong. And you're going to either disappear from the camera because you're going to be proven to be a liar, or you're going to get on camera and repent and tell people that you were wrong. I think there's a lot of people who are following you right now who need to realize what's in store for them if they don't change as well.
They're all lying about being content in their body. And there's literally no room for nuance with that. And they all think that they're the good guy. That's the crazy. They make these videos, take people's content out of context, post it to a hostile audience, and still think that they are the good guy. That's the thing that's the most frustrating, because they think that they're in the right. You are a villain. You are a bad person. Leave me the fuck alone.
So let me guess, you think you're the good guys, right? You're the ones out there liberating all these fat people from the yoke of oppression and fat phobia. Is that who you think that you are? Because you're so principled, right? You can go through any of your TikToks and you're so principled about all these different things. So you're right about everything. And us, the people who are actually warning about the dangers of obesity, trying to save people's lives, are the ones who are the villains here. You're the good guys, we're the bad guys. Because I just take all of your content out of context. I haven't taken a single thing out of context. We don't twist your words. We listen to exactly what you say and we comment on them. But what you say is complete nonsense. You're lying to other people about what it means to be fat. And so yeah, we're going to make content about it because I know what it's like to be fat. I'm way bigger right now than you've ever been, and I was almost 700 pounds. I know better than you the dangers of obesity. And let me tell you, you don't want to go through what I went through. If you think being overweight is uncomfortable right now, just wait until you gain another 100 pounds. So listen, we're not the villains here. We're going to die if we do not lose the weight and get healthy. It's not about being thin. We don't care about being thin. It's not about thinness. It's not about being white. It's not about any of the stupid, dumb things that you think it is. It's about health. It's about life. I was told 10 years ago I would not make it to 40 years old if I didn't lose weight. Guess what? I just turned 40. I wasted 20 years of my life when I should have lost the weight like I was told. I went through some of the same things that you did when I was a kid. People making fun of me. People putting me on diets. People putting me on exercise bikes. I understand what it's like to be a fat kid. I've been there. But I realized they were all right. The only reason why they said those things to me and they did those things to me was not because they hated me, but because they loved me. I saw the video where you talked about you as a kid deserve so much better.
I'm 5 in this picture, and this is what I looked like when I started hating my body and thinking that I was too fat and wanting to lose weight and just not being comfortable in myself. This is what I looked like. This is what I looked like. This is what I looked like when the adults around me started telling me that I needed to lose weight. This is what I looked like. My heart genuinely breaks for this little girl because she deserved so much better than what she got. She's a kid. She's a child. I can't imagine now, at my grown age, being an adult, looking at a child like this and commenting on her weight. I genuinely do not understand how you can see this little girl and the first thing you think is, oh, she's fat, I need to tell her she's fat and make her lose weight.
But guess what? Everybody was right about you. They only say the things that they do to you because they care about you and they love you and they know that what you're doing to yourself is unhealthy. They see the way that you're eating, and people generally care about people. They don't want to see other people harming themselves with their behavior and their actions. Yeah, there are some jerks out there. There are some people who will make fun of you just for the sake of making fun of you. But for the most part, people do care. People do love each other. People want to see other people being happy, being healthy, living a good, long life. And if I actually love somebody, I'm going to warn them about the dangers that they're in. People can say what they want to, that I'm a bully, I'm unempathetic, maybe my style doesn't suit them. I don't care about any of that. But what I do know is that what I'm trying to do is for the greater good. I'm trying to save people's lives. And there's so many people that have been inspired by me and by this channel, so that's what matters. That's what matters. I have so many different people who are encouraged by my journey and started to lose weight. And they tell me every single time I make a video how much I'm inspiring them. They email me constantly and tell me how much I'm inspiring them. That's what matters. So yeah, I am the good guy here. And you're on the wrong side of this. And one day I hope that you turn it all around and you improve your life and you tell everybody how wrong you were so that you can truly be inspiring and people will look up to you for all the right reasons. Anyways, everybody, that was my video today. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Even if you disagree with me, that's okay. Let's have a conversation about it. Leave a like and subscribe if you've not done so. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you.